sometimes, because it's gonna, yeah, see, because didn't come down first. That's because, like, for rings, yeah, I would like to save, I would save them for the next act of the story, right? But yeah, we can mainly because you know why. Best to always good to start off with rings. Because kind of like that one skill, you can equip in Generations, well, you get a bonus 10 rings when you start off, of which can sometimes be good for the unfair stages of, which I know there's unfair stages of Rooftop Run, Crisis City, and Seaside Hill, but God, those are things look insane. I don't think I'll be able to do them though, because they're mods on PC, obviously, and can't mod on console because those. But Generations again would have been a big game great game to have DLC for, like having like the ability to download stages from other games, or even from games that all from more than one, where you can get more than one stage from that game or something. Would have been cool if they actually did that, but unfortunately they didn't. Well, but the mods are like a good substitute for that. Except for the fact that it's only on PC and not on console. So, but oh well, I'm okay. Guess I'm okay with it. Because yeah, plus it just doesn't feel like you get much major great DLC stages for Sonic games anymore, because like the only two I can think of are 06 and Unleash that got DLC stages. Because nowadays, for the most part, for DLC you just get like more like cosmetics, abilities. Well, Sonic Lost World also had like DLC stages for the Wii U. So. Yeah. So, yes, that game as well. Sonic Mania also kind of got DLC with stages where you got like an encore mode, which that was kind of the same game, but you did get at least a new Mamage Saloon. Yeah, you probably get what I'm saying here. Like, talking about like DLC stages, not just like cosmetics or like adding music tracks or something. Which it's kind of how it was with this game here, which even though this game didn't really have any cosmetics, except just it did have the music things in it, so that was that. But yeah. Yeah, you get no more. Get the idea, and now we just gotta find. Okay. The last ones, and here they are. And with that, got all 7 Chaos Emeralds, and now we can get turned into Super Sonic. And if we were playing Tails by ourselves, Tails would turn into Super Tails, which super form's the same as it was in Mania, where it just glows, it moves faster and flies faster, but no flickies, because that's saved for Hyper Tails. But yeah, let's go into Super Sonic. Again, at least this Super Sonic theme has kind of like the Free Knuckles invincible theme, or like the Knuckles theme. It's not like a Knuckles theme, but it is a little bit remixed, a little different. And honestly, it's not the same. Oh wait, I just want to land. Come on. There. Just want to get good amount of speed. But yeah, you can hear that the music is a little remixed and different. Like it has like added more mute. It's kind of like a slightly extended version and remixed in the as a hybrid, which I've heard some people say they don't really like it, which I can certainly see why, but I kind of like it. It doesn't make it feel as repetitive as it once was. Which I think is nice. He said, "Oh, crud. Crushing still kills you." Here, anyway, but we also return super again. And we gotta get enough rings, but we can find a special stage. I know there's no special stage ring coming up. Well, if we find that, we'll easily be able to turn super. But this waiting and it's up here with, but surprisingly enough, was one thing that's kind of surprising me about this is that, that well, you can't even jump up there with Sonic normally, which is quite disappointing, because I think you could in the original game, but I don't know why, because I felt like that should be something that should be fixed. That seems like something that really should be fixed. But, it doesn't, but, yeah, from what I remembered correctly, you can jump up there with Sonic normally. He would, I might have to go back in the other version, the version with the OG, with the better music just to see that. But, yeah, anyway, we through that. Oh. That's it. Got through Hydro City. Got all Chaos Emeralds, and now we'll just move sailing all the way to we reach Mushroom Hill, because that's when we'll get more special stages. Yes, and yeah, and we're going to try to unlock Hypersonic. Now in my Garden Zone, which I don't know if I mentioned this in my original Let's Play, but it's honestly probably my least favorite zone in Sonic 3 and Knuckles. But mainly because it just kind of feels like it drags on a little longer. Yeah, but that's probably just me. Anyway, it's not a bad zone by any means. I just think it drags on like a little bit too long. Which, yeah, some of these zones you could say they do drag on a little longer, but I just kind of felt like it was for this, to me. Well, like, Flown Space kind of makes sense, because that was the last zone of Sonic 3 by itself. So I can see that, understand that one. Yeah, and just a whole bunch of balls falling, or debris, but which I don't think it's supposed to do that in the original, but yeah, that brown stuff down there was actually mud. And see, we got ourselves. Okay, not very special ring. We could do in Super now, but I think I'll hold off for it. That's what I get for holding it off. But oh well. I'll play through at least one act without turning super. That's like one thing I'll do for here on out. Just play through at least one act without having to turn super. Okay. And the other act I can turn super if I wanted to, but and oh, look at that, another special ring. Oh, God. Come on, that's kind of stupid. Right there, and can't stop getting hit. Oh, okay, finally catch a break from that. But yeah, I guess I'll talk a little bit about thoughts on the IDW comics. Right, you need that thing there to get down there, so we have to go this way. Wait, so yeah, watch. Yeah, now obviously I did not buy the comics to read them. because I'm not a comic book person, but basically I just kind of listen to like the people dubbing the comics, which I just feel I would much rather do that instead of buying a comic book. Especially how many there are. Yeah, so I just listen to the dubs of them. I mean, they're actually pretty entertaining, honestly, which quite really enjoy them. I'm just sad to even if it's not all of them are perfect, like like not everyone's characterization is perfect because like Shadow obviously, but not just because Sega Man Diggs, not because of Ian Flynn himself. But yeah, yeah. Of course, I didn't know that at the time when I did Blue Speedo. No, I mean Special Game Land and Sonic Colors, which was a few months ago. But since then, after my Let's Play of that, I decided I'm gonna look more into the comics. And well, you quite enjoyed them here, and yeah, so far I'm just watching dubs of the Battle for Angel Island saga. Good, about to be, it's quite good, interesting, and obviously, of course, I am gonna be having a little bit of spoilers in some of these comics, but I'll try not to spoil it too much. But I'll say like one thing that they are a continuation of the Forces storyline, and writing down some of them has been held back a bit because Contact Wrath wrote Forces. But but Sega was probably more to blame for having them stay on Sonic Team for a decade. I don't even know if we could say it's all Sega's fault, but maybe we could say it. But the question is, who's in charge of getting the writers? Actually, maybe figure more about it. It probably is more Sega, honestly. But hopefully they learned their lesson from that and realized it was a mistake hiring those two and not hire writers that are like those again, by the way. That's a new thing that's added here as well. You actually see it going around in a circle when he's turning as he's going up that, which is pretty cool. And Super Sonic. Yeah, well, comics started doing those. Comics have been made back in 2018, about 6 months or so after, maybe a little bit more after Forces this came out. Which, of course, obviously, I did not follow the comics at all, and even now, I'm still not really following them. But I will be following along with the dubs of the comics that come out, which at this point, so far most of the Metal the most dubs from the first ones all the way up to most of the Metal Virus is out now. So I'm gonna get on here. There we go. Wow. Wow, that shot of Tails being like right behind Sonic, like that was kind of cool. It was like it was actually pushing it along or something. So now going to Eggman again and boom, boom. So now we're just so we're going on here through this, and I guess I'll say a few other things about the comics. I'll say right now is that characters that they have exclusive that are interesting, like Tangle, Whisper, quite interesting. It'd also be cool to see some of those characters that are in the comics appear in the games. But at this point, has that really happened? And yet, but who knows if that'll ever happen at some point. Wouldn't it be a cool idea if they actually did do that, and by the way, there's actually a little speed run you can do here. Jump into Eggman as much as you can right here before he destroys the ground, and yeah, turn super, still super, and just boom. Yeah, because the hits count before the fight actually starts right here, before the fight officially starts, which is kind of funny. And yeah, I got it for the ball and chain, but they didn't do it for that, and it went on Carnival Night. Right, and yeah, the music's different. But it's no longer the okay, I'm not gonna be doing that, making that the sound of the original sound should play out for all this, but except for okay, I'll stop now. No, it's just yeah. Still used to the original soundtracks, but it's supposed to be based off of the prototype music that was used in Sonic 3, which did make it into the PC version of Sonic 3 Knuckles, which is the Sonic and Knuckles collection, which had both games by themselves, and don't know how I went back down that, and both of them combined, and yeah, they changed the music for this and zone in the next two, which is Ice Cap and Launch Base. These, yeah, but the music here is a little different from those prototype musics. Yeah, not really sure. Yeah, not really sure why exactly. But oh well. I mean, music here, doesn't sound terrible. It sounds okay for what it is. It just does not beat the original Michael Jackson music. Like that the original games had of it. It would just never beat that. Those are, yeah, kind of unfortunate, but oh well. What's important is that we have the games are back. We have the games back, and they had to make changes to report them. Then, for certain reasons, then yeah, it's understandable. Most of it, something like this, you just kind of gotta accept somehow. But it's also weird too that in the Sonic DLC for Lego Dimensions, there was like this knockoff music of Carnival Night in the hub world of that game, of that DLC. Yeah, so could have also used that, honestly, even though it would have been very unfitting. Honestly, it really would have been unfitting. Ah, darn, that sucks. Thanks to it. Just getting crushed by that immediately. Well, it wasn't immediately. You might get the idea of that. Not sure why it didn't close before when I saw it hit it. Yeah. One thing you actually can do with this thing is that you can actually jump into it and send it in a different direction, like that. Which, well, come on, it's because the wings went over there that I couldn't. Right, step number 3. Yeah, what? No, Smart Fight can be a little frustrating, you know. Especially since that thing can crush you sometimes, like you just saw it happen to me my first attempt. Especially when things destroying the floor and it'll spawn in this pit until you destroy the Trying to insta shield there. There we go. Cleared it. Could have been a joke and just crushed myself. Hell, like the hell, but I didn't want to do that because I already had to do that fight 3 times or died 2 times. You know, never mind. On to Act 2. That has the water in it. Get in. Oh, I'm gonna need this bubble shield. To help breathe. I'm down here. And so, I guess a few more things about the comics that I haven't mentioned yet, like characters. Like this is one character called Starline. I'm here with looks of Eggman, but you can at certain points you can even see that shows that Starline's not up to his IQ as like Eggman is. Like even though Eggman can be someone a comedic person you can laugh at sometimes, but still knows what he's doing, in which like reasons he doesn't revisit plans after they fail, which well, I guess some of these kind of revisited, but not like big ones such as like Chaos or Dark Gaia, obviously. But yeah, anyway, so I guess that's all that I want to say at the moment. I want to at least finish up listening to the dubs of the Battle for Angel Island saga first, and before I give my more depth thoughts of that. And yeah, this is a nice little new thing they added here as well. It actually shows Sonic and Tails looking up and down whenever they on those barrels there, which is a nice little detail. It's nice that this game here in this collection added some slightly new animations that just made it look a little better. With like even if they didn't put those in there, I would have been fine with that. But it's nice that they went the extra mile and put those there. Oh look, the knucklehead, he will turn off the lights. It's and now underwater again. At least I'm still keeping my. That's why I did not want to say anything. Because I didn't want to lose it. And yeah. Interesting how that could just be because it's Tails was grabbing it. It helped. What is it? I think it was the shield. Oh, come on! Getting crushed by that. Then watch Knuckles throwing off the lights again. Not sure why he jumps behind the switch and then onto it with like that. I'm not sure why. Why? It was like it did that there, but maybe just to see what he's gonna jump on next. That's the only thing I could think of. But other than that, that's it. That's the only thing I could really think of, honestly. But yeah. Oh, I wonder if my volume was a little higher. I had it on one higher for the past while now. But I guess I've got to turn it down. That should have checked it before. But oh well. Not like it's gonna make a difference. Difference in the audio anyway. Yeah, like before, Tail can dog paddle heal, but can't carry Sonic without his dog paddling, which could in Sonic 4 Episode 2, which I guess that shows he's gotten stronger at it since then. Things just trying to kill me now by sending me into an area where I could get killed by getting crushed, I mean. But yeah, So, yeah, getting close to the point where we turn on the lights again, and I have not turned super at all yet. Which is, throughout this, which could have saved me a few times, but doesn't help from, won't save me from the crushing, because you can still get crushed around super form, even in hyper. Sure. Okay, no, it's not the one based off of the Sonic 1 special stages. It is bad. Yeah, because it's the only one so far we have not seen. Yeah. And yeah. Now it's super again, and we can just go on here and nothing up there, so we gotta go down and no, there we go. So yeah, don't have much else left to say on here, but yeah, we're gonna call it after this zone here. Okay, now I don't want to spin dash in. Okay, I didn't want to spin dash into those because if I did, it would have counted me as big getting crushed by just spin dashing directly into them like that, which kind of a stupid way to die, because I don't think that was like that in the original game. But yeah, then was it? If it wasn't in the original game, then it definitely needs to be. Oh shoot! Okay, never mind. Saved it. Yep, through. Freaking bumpers. So now we're just coming up to the boss. But first, quick encounter with Knuckles. And up we go to the boss. Then, oh, and actually, one thing I could have done here was to cheese the boss fight. I could have just ran directly over to the right side of the screen, and I could have seen the edge of the animal capsule. Oh, and I could have cheesed the boss fight by doing that, but I'm not doing that because I want to do the fight normally and not just cheese it like that, because well, that's definitely something that needs to get patched out. Oh, okay. So now we can go on to the next zone, but before that, let's commit suicide. Locked away as there were fans holding us up there, because you couldn't go over here originally, because yeah, widescreen, and when I saw this first time, I was like, you can die from this, but now it's just fans preventing you from falling. Which, honestly, does make sense why. But before we end off here, let's go snowboarding. And just snowboard down the mountain. And yeah, honestly, out of all the zones that have different out of the 3 zones, I think Ice Cap here has the better music out of all of them here so far. Was the bet that were remade. But yeah, so yeah, Angel Island here, and yeah, right now it's in this condition where it's sunk in the water, and Jetpack's in launch base there, and then it goes to that mountain there after for the Knuckles portion, and back up like that. And yeah, so yeah, that'll be it for this episode here. So next time on Sonic Origins, we shall continue on with Sonic 3 and Knuckles and finish up the 3 portion, then go on to the Knuckles portion. So I'll see you all next time.